Garden of Gethsemane. You have to picture that this all happened in one night. It's a full moon. We know it's a full moon because it's Passover time. So everyone can see everything very clearly. Now you have to get a picture of what happened here. The walls of Jerusalem today are different than what they were then. The walls actually went farther south. And so the traditional place for the Last Supper, the upper room, is in the southwestern area of the city, near the house of Caiaphas. When Jesus and his disciples would leave the room, they would walk across the lower city into the area that would be the old city of David and exit through the gate there. They would then go into the Kidron Valley and turn left and go straight north, going along the city wall. They literally come to the part where the temple site was. Then off to the right, you see the bottom of the Mount of Olives, and that's where the Garden of Gethsemane is. Gethsemane, of course, meaning olive press. It was probably a press that was open to the public, and Jesus probably had an agreement that he could actually go there with his disciples. We think about the disciples sleeping, and rightly so. It had been a long day the day before, and then they had a delicious Passover meal, and then a long time of prayer and a lecture, then walking in the cool evening with a full moon and going to a lovely garden. What a recipe for a good night's sleep. But not for Jesus. Now there's room in Scriptures for all of this, the Last Supper, the Garden of Gethsemane, the trial before the Jews, the trial before the Romans, to happen over 2 full days. And there's room for that, and that could have been the way it was. Personally, I think that the Last Supper was the evening before, and Jesus was on the cross by 9 o'clock the next morning. All of this happening in that short time period, which means if that's the way it was, Jesus didn't sleep. He had a full day here, no sleep that night, and he was on the cross by 9 o'clock in the morning. We think about this story, and it reminds me of sometimes we get such a clear picture of what God wants to happen, and we try to make that happen. I think that Judas thought he understood what should happen here. Jesus should call those thousands of angels and destroy the guards here, and he should then declare himself king. But by the next morning, when he realized none of that happened, he gets discouraged and he goes out and he hangs himself. Peter probably understood that even though Jesus said he was going to deny him 3 times, that wasn't going to happen. He pulls out his sword to try to make things happen. But by the next morning, when he had denied the Lord 3 times, he gets discouraged, goes out, cries bitterly. Garden of Gethsemane. We'll come back next time for more Story Insights.